Let's move on to other elections now. Ivorians go to the polls on October the 31st. That's on Saturday. The opposition is crying foul after its candidates were barred from contesting the elections. The incumbent Alassane Ouattara is under fire for seeking a third term. To chat more about this is Ohoupa Sessegnon, who is the opposition Ivorian Popular Front in South Africa. A very good evening to you, sir. Thanks indeed for your time. I guess, you know, what has been said about the opposition being barred from participating in this election, do you feel sidelined?
Yes. What we know is that the Ivorian Popular Front designated President Laurent Gbagbo as the for the upcoming presidential election, and we later found out that President Laurent Gbagbo's name had been removed, not only as state, but even from the voters' roll. So not only President Laurent Gbagbo was denied his right to be candidate, but was also denied his right to even be a voter. And this is totally against his citizen rights. And this is one of the fights that we put up in order to have his name reinserted as not only a voter but candidate, as is being designated by the Ivorian Popular.
Yeah, but where is the former president at this time?
Excuse me, come again?
Where is the former president?
The former president is in Belgium. He was acquitted, so he's no more at The Hague. He's currently in Belgium, in Brussels. And, we all know that the International Criminal Court acquitted him of all what was brought against him as accusations.
Yeah.
So that's where he is. That's where he's waiting for his passport. He has applied for a passport as an Ivorian citizen. He has applied for a diplomatic passport as a former president. And it's been months that he's been waiting for the outcome of the application. And a letter was also sent to the Ivorian government for the return of President Laurent Gbagbo back to Côte d'Ivoire. And all those requests are still pending, and nobody knows why the Ivorian regime in Côte d'Ivoire does not give any response to those requests or applications.
Yeah. So from what you've highlighted then, do you know what's happening on the ground in terms of your supporters?
Well, the situation is quite tense in Côte d'Ivoire, and this is the reasons for this is because, and as usual, once again, Ouattara has once again broken the law. We know for a fact that this is respected the law of the country. We know that when the Ivorian constitution allowed Kona Bédié to become a president after the death of our first president, Houphouët-Boigny, Ouattara opposed the constitution and wanted to force himself into power. Again, here we have another sin perpetrated by Ouattara when the constitution of the country clearly states that the Ivorian presidential term is only renewable once. We have Ouattara, who is now trying to go for a third term against the provision of the very constitution that is, as a head of the state, is supposed to be defending. The situation is quite tense, and this has provoked a lot of tension in the country. We have witnessed the population, the Ivorians, who have taken up the streets, who have blockaded roads, who really are rejecting this decision of Ouattara to go for a third term.
All right. In light of this, sorry, Mr. Sessegnon, we're fast running out of time. Do you think then, in light of the discontent that you speak about, that the elections will be free or fair, in fact?
There will not be elections in Côte d'Ivoire. As far as we know, the conditions are not conducive to peaceful and fair elections in Côte d'Ivoire. And we're not the one who are saying this. The African Court for Human Rights and the Poor People have recommended that the commission, the independent commission, be reformed. That court has asked that Ouattara will review the list, the voters' roll, and that same court has the other candidate that has been rejected without any proper justification.
Yeah.
And those rejected include President Laurent Gbagbo and his former Prime Minister Soro Guillaume. So, and as far as the African court is concerned, which means the African Union, because the court is an organ of the African Union, there cannot be elections that can be held in Côte d'Ivoire. And this is the reason why the opposition, the platform of the opposition has launched the slogan of the civil disobedience. And this is exactly what we are following, and this is what we are implementing as we speak now.
All right. So I'm afraid we've run out of time. But thank you very much for speaking to us here on SABC News. Ohoupa Sessegnon with the opposition Ivorian Popular Front in South Africa. Elections in that country to be held on Saturday. That's, of course, October the 31st. And him saying that there'll be no elections being held in that country due to some of the issues that they're saying are taking place in that country.